Hello, fourth graders. This is Mrs. Nelson, and I'm going to show you how to use the Protractor tool online with Edulastic. So you do have a Protractor tool. If you don't watch this video, I will not be giving you a protractor physically. You're going to have to learn how to use the online Protractor. Alright, so you should have a question that looks just like this. And we have an angle right here. Okay? And to be able to use the Protractor online, you're going to have to come up here and click on the Scratch Pad tool right here. If you click on it, you see some tools that you can do some stuff with. You're going to use the Protractor tool. And you click on it, you click on it. Click. Then you can grab it and drag it around the screen. Okay? You can scroll up and down with your screen ever so slightly, not very much. Alright, so just like a normal protractor, you are either going to read it from green, only the green numbers, or only the black numbers. You read the black numbers if you're measuring 0 starting here. So let's take a look at this angle here. We have angle of A, B, C. Okay, so you want to find the angle of ABC. So I'm going to take my origin, which is right in the center here, and then this little circle has to go line up. So I have to put that right over the top of my center. Now, does it stay that way? Not really. I might want to tip it a little bit. So this little funny looking G, that kind of tips it. So sometimes I like to line it up first with my line. Get it all straight there. I line it up with the very bottom line here, this one right there. The very bottom line that lines up with 0. So I line it up there, trying to make sure it's all 0, and then I line up that little center of origin right over the dot, where the two lines intersect. Okay? Then, and I'm going to use a pen here. I don't necessarily say that you have to use the pen, but you could use the pen. And then you can draw a line. So then you say, okay, from here to right there, what is that line? Okay? Let me go ahead and hold on. Sorry. So I'm going to draw a dot, click here, and then I'm going to come all the way out here and click there, and then I double click to stop drawing. Okay, so then I can definitely see that red line right there says that I'm about 15 degrees. So now you're probably wondering, well, Mrs. Nelson, how do I type my answer in? I can't see where to put the answer in. Well, click Scratch Pad, it disappears, and then you're free to type in your answer there. So, write what is the angle of A, B, C. Okay? Now, if you are curious and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to measure it that way, well, you can click it back on, and I can measure it using the top, the green, I use the green. But if I want to measure it using the other line here, I'm going to delete that. You just trash can it, and click. You should be able to trash can. There it goes. So again, I line it up with the 0 line. Trying to get that all lined up there. Okay, so remember, my center has to be just so. So then I start with 0 right here. My 0 lines up perfectly with that arrow. 0. So now that this is 0, I'm using this black line, not the green line, the black line, because I've lined up with 0. So now I get to use my drawing button again. So I grab my selector tool, go from the origin, draw it all the way out, double click, and that stops me drawing. And I look at it, and it's about 15, maybe 15, 16. So again, did I do it perfectly over here? Not quite. I could have actually done it probably a little more here. Whoopsies. Down here, I don't know why I keep drawing. I'm going to discard those. Okay. So then I'm going to come down here and then you can rotate it. But this would be 15, 16. As long as you're 2 degrees safe, you're fine. So if this, you even said it was 16, you'd be fine. Okay. Questions, concerns. Remember, when you are using these, you have to decide, are you going to use the bottom numbers? If not, you're lining up off of this little black line right there. And then you have to make sure you're in the inside angle. So you're going to line up off of that bottom line. So take one of the lines, whether that's BA or BC. I'm doing BC first. So I'm going to line it off of BC. Make sure it's nice and straight. BC, BC, and I'm using that bottom line. And then I'm going to put my origin there. This line has to go away. Then I come up here and grab my straight line tool, put it here, draw it all the way out, and see where it falls. And it falls about, double click. Remember, double click. And then it falls right about there. Okay? You can see it a little bit easier if you use a different color. I use red. It's just easy to see. All right. So that is kind of how you use the online protractor tool. Remember, you can rotate it with the green little G, and then you can grab it right and left. Now, if I'm doing the BA, again, I have to line it up using line it up down here, and make sure that that is right where it needs to be. Not quite. There it is. I'm lining it up off of that. Still not quite where it needs to be. Lining it up off of the black one, still too far. I'm pretty picky about this because 2 degrees of error. Yeah, that'll probably work right about there. Okay, and then that puts you at the 15 right there, if you're looking at it. So I'm reading, because I lined up off of the black 0, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15 right across the top. The other side, if I'm using the BC, I'm going to use the green. Okay, so I'm going to use the green, which is down here, because I'm lining up off of this 0, so I count using those greens. So again, I'm just showing you, because some of you seem to really struggle with this. Okay, so I'm lining up off of the green 0, and it's whatever's easier. This is actually easier to do than turning the whole protractor upside down. So I'm using the green because I'm lining it off of the green one. Always start with 0, so I'm going to use the green numbers. 0, 5, 10, 15. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, questions, concerns, please let me know. If you didn't watch this video, haha, good luck. See you on the next video.